as if you want to.
Okay, I just think there's evidence that suggests that Hanami is above Jogo.
I mean, I would hope that you would think so. That's not really scaling first. That's just telling me what you think. I think that you would think that. We're debating that. Just go ahead, scale.
Yeah, I just thought we'd establish premises, but whatever. Let me get the statement.
Who has who?
So
I have
are you
Jogo.
fine? Are you fine with Hanami durability being higher than Jogo's?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay, so that's one statistic. And then, are you fine with the idea of AP correlating to Dura?
No, your durability could be higher than your AP. Your AP has to be your AP can't be necessarily higher than your durability. But you can be more durable than what you can throw out.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that in a sense, but I think in the sense of JJK, it would be kind of an outlier to that idea because we know that people flow their curse energy through like their whole entire body. So
why would you just why would you just ask me?
Let me clarify.
So I'm saying. So why did you not give me the clarification before you asked me that type of question?
Well, that's why I'm clarifying now because I thought that you would. Okay, so let me just go on. So basically, right, in the context of JJK, they flow curse energy throughout their whole body, even if right AP is like I guess above durability in a sense. It wouldn't be to this extent where it's so much above it to where it'd be far-fetched to say that if one character. I'm not done.
I'm saying
if one character can tank something, they can also output that said.
I don't see why that line of reasoning falls through. I think that people can flow curse energy throughout their body, and with that, and curse energy can amp their durability. It's impossible to prove that people are constantly amping their durability and AP. It's actually impossible to prove that people actually do that within every single fight. You're making impossible claims. And extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence.
Why.
So
I can explain why.
I don't care for explanations. I care for evidence. You just made an extraordinary claim, which requires extraordinary evidence.
I'm going to explain it, then provide evidence. That's fine. It doesn't
just tell me what you're talking about.
I have to say a claim first.
Tell me what scan you're talking about. Just tell me a scan. I may agree.
So, for example, so let me. So with Yuji, right? The whole thing about Yuji's divergent fist. His divergent fist has this thing where it's kind of messed up in terms of the attack. It has lag, right? You know how it has lag to where the attack hits after Yuji actually throws out the punch, if you get what I mean.
That has nothing to do with AP durability.
I'm not done. I'm literally just providing the example. Before you even attack any of that and say it's in reference to something else, let me just. Are you fine with that?
I read JDK. It has nothing to do with AP and durability. So I said that.
Okay. All right. Can I finish now? So basically, through flowing his cursed energy, once that happens, Yuji's able to fix that up, and then what happens is Yuji gets this consistent thing where there's no lag anymore. And beforehand, how it has double impact, but it doesn't really have what's the word? One straightforward attack, and it's kind of splitting up his CE. When he fixes it up, then he's able to finally exert that force all in one, right? So instead of it having this thing where it's inconsistent, it's more consistent. So the whole point essentially of me bringing this up is to say, since it's more consistent, I'm fine with the idea of one stat being above another, but I think it's to a point where it's relative, and relative can even imply one being over the other, even if it's significant.
Yeah. That whole spill you just went on just didn't prove why stats are relative at all. You just explained what the divergent fist was. Like I said, that has nothing to do with correlating with AP, speed, or durability. It's just because I don't think curse energy is a literal statistic. It's just curse energy flow, and you're not Curse energy is not a statistic. It's something you use to. It's okay. So if you never said that, then your argument's not making coherent sense. Don't cut me. I'm not done. I just let you talk for 15 minutes. I let you talk for 15 minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
I just talk for 15 minutes, literally. Yeah, I like I said, the divergent fist has nothing. It just all. I don't even think it necessarily amps him. I mean, I'll grant you that it can amp his attacks, nothing like that, but this literally has nothing to do with making attacks relative. You said that, and I just look up what divergent fist was. Just nothing implies that. Here, I'll even send the wiki, which has
You just
citations.
saying you just saying nothing implies that isn't a defeater when I'm
It
literally
does.
pointing.
It does
Wait,
when
wait,
I'm looking at
let me
it in
finish.
front of my
Let me finish.
face.
Let me finish. When I'm literally pointing out the correlation, the point of the correlation
No,
is
you
to
did
say
not.
once you get this consistent curse energy flow that correlates to your stats, it allows you to become stronger.
No,
than
that's
you
not, bro.
perform better feats.
That's
So I
not what
don't care.
happened with the Divergent Fist. The Divergent Fist was messed up because he became a new sorcerer, so he didn't know how to control his curse energy. He now knows how to control his curse energy. That does not mean his stats are fucking relative.
Not a defeater.
That's not a
That's literally
correlation.
you're just
You can say that's
repeating
not a
the event
defeater. If
that
I'm not
happened.
defeating your argument is not making sense. Your argument has no bearing to the debate.
Or you
It's not a
just don't
correlation.
understand the argument.
Well, there's a reason. Well, I've been debating for a long time, and there's not a lot of people arguing that I just don't understand. So maybe your argument is not making sense
Okay,
because it doesn't make sense. Because I
move on.
looked up Hold on, I looked at Divergent Fist. Nothing from Divergent Fist tells me, unless you just lied, or I'm looking dead at it. I can look at all the scans, pages. I can look at all the pages. Nothing is implying the same thing you're implying. So unless you have a wrong interpretation of what it is,
Deadboy, can you back out your mic just a little bit?
my fault. Unless you have a wrong interpretation upon what it is, then I just don't see how this is correlating to strength. It does not. It doesn't correlate. It doesn't mean all that.
But I don't care. You literally haven't established a defeater to my point.
I have. You saying I don't have an established a defeater is not actually like pointing anything out. You can think that, but you didn't establish why it was a correlate. What's the word? A correlation. No, you didn't. You just told me a specific circumstantial thing for the specific circumstantial character, for the specific circumstantial technique.
And that's used to back up my argument.
No, it's not. For a specific circumstantial technique, so the divergence. Wait a minute, Alden. So using Divergent Fist, you would use that same logic to apply to a fucking regular jab in JJK. Do you know the difference between that? Do you see the problem with that? By using Divergent Fist to use that to correlate to a regular ass jab and fucking running. Literally, like,
what do you mean by regular? What do you mean by regular?
A fucking punch. A fucking punch.
So the whole point is literally just to say that AP correlates to durability because of.
I don't think. Okay, you have never Divergent Fist, which has nothing to do with durability. Yet again, which you never did that. I'm looking at it dead in my face.
I don't care about you saying that it doesn't.
I'm looking at it in front of my face. I've already seen it in scans.
The whole point is that it does through the curse energy, so it doesn't matter.
Curse energy is not a statistic. Curse energy is something that's used to amplify. That's not cutting me off. Stop cutting me off. Curse energy is something that's used to amplify your statistics. You told me the Divergent Fist does not tell me why the fuck it fucking all stats are relative. It's retarded. Look at it. Look at the scans, bro. There's nothing that's implicit of that. You're just trying to make up something for the sake of the debate. You're making it up. I already looked it up. I'm looking at Divergent First. You didn't send a scan. You didn't send a scan to what can be like a sort of whatever can just be dismissed. And what I'm looking at from when I look at the wiki, nothing. No, I didn't. I've been denying you this whole time. I've been denying this the whole time.
You literally agreed with the fact that there's a scan that says that he has lag that's preventing him from doing more damage.
Okay. Yes. So you wait a minute, Alden. So if you agree, wait a minute. If you agree that it's this lag, I don't know what the fuck type of verse you're reading where something's lagging means fucking stats are relative. That's retarded.
Well,
the Divergent Fist, we fixed it because he. Hold on, wait a minute, bro. It's a specific narrative point within the series that he was a nuke sorcerer, so he didn't know how to control his curse energy. Literally, bro.
I did not say every stat is relative. All I'm saying is that through the curse energy
it's not
far-fetched to say through the implications that AP would correlate to durability.
So you're arguing from uncertainty. You're arguing for uncertainty because you said not far. You specifically use words like not far fetched from implications. So you're saying you're what's the word?
Yeah, it wouldn't be objective, but it would be
Implication that this
probable
happens.
because of the evidence. It wouldn't be
Probable. It's more probable. Yeah, what evidence? A lag?
Pause. Deadboy, I have to literally lower you on the recording.
My fault.
Bro, can you
Please
just
back
stop
up.
yelling?
Please back
Like
up.
people,
I'm not yelling
bro,
at all.
He's not yelling. He's in a laptop mic. I know what's happening.
Bro,
He
dude,
doesn't
are
know
you
about
just
English.
not
Just
listening?
please back up the mic. Please back up.
I mean, I got you, but lag. Yeah, from what you just totally explained to me, the lag.
Bro, can we just move on? I
can say this
Can
one
we
last
go
thing, then we
ahead?
can move on.
Can
I
we
can say
move-
this one last thing, then we can move on. From you presenting the lag and
Bro,
from what
I
I
don't
looked
care
at,
about no. If you're just
I'm
gonna
not
go
talking to you.
down-
I'm talking
if
to
you're
the judge. I'm not
if you're
talking to you. I'm
if you're just gonna
arguing
keep
for the sake of the
going
judge.
into this
I'm
infinite
arguing for the sake of the
regression,
judge. So you
like
can be
you
quiet. I don't care
repeating
what you care. You can put me
claims
on
and
mute
not
or deafen. I don't give a
proving
fuck. You can go take a piss, take a shit, go fuck a bitch. I'm gonna
I
still
don't
say
know
what I have
what
to go
this
say.
has to
So
do
what I have
with
to
the
go say
fact
is,
that
what
you're
I have to
not
say is,
defeating
the
the
divergent
argument.
fist, which creates 2 impacts with 1 punch, he fixed it. It has nothing to do with fucking durability at all. You just made some bullshit up.
Can we move on?
I question this. You just fucking give me the lag example, which does not explain anything. Maybe we can move on. Yeah, AP and durability are relative. Maybe we can move on.
Actually, let's give conclusions on that point.
I don't need a conclusion.
Okay,
wait,
so I'll give one.
I low-key need one from Auden because I don't get his argument whatsoever. Like,
Okay,
That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm so sorry, Auden.
I figured.
Can I tell you what I think your argument is? So if I have it on the money, like you don't even have to like say anything.
No, I'd rather just explain it like
All right,
this.
just say it.
So essentially, he's trying to say that durability isn't relative to AP, right? Like not every time, but I'm saying okay, that's fine in sort of like a general sense if you're talking about like normal humans, but because of how cursed energy is able to affect your statistics, it would be able to make those two things relative even if one was above the other, right? In the case of AP being over durability. Then I use the lag example and I literally say in the debate through divergent fist, through UG fixing his cursed energy flow, it makes all his stats stronger because he gets better feats. And if whoever's recording, I literally said that verbatim. So since he got stronger due to that in terms of every stat, it would just imply that through the evidence. And then he never defeated that. He never replied.
Dog, I'm not gonna lie. I had it on the money, and I still don't. That still doesn't make sense.
Because listen, even if that interpretation, that still doesn't explain. That still doesn't say that they're relative. That just means that one goes up, all can go up. But let's say the durability is at 15, AP's at 7. If it's still connected in some type of way, my durability goes up to a 20. My AP can go up to a 13 too. Like it's like so retarded. My argument still works.
Did you say that in the debate?
Yeah, he actually did. He did. Wait, he said that curse energy isn't a statistic. It's something that amps all your statistics.
Thank you. Literally, I've said that the whole time.
But the point is, even if one statistic is above the other statistic, it would still be relative.
No, it does not.
Wait, hold on. You guys are arguing different things.
It changes your statistics so that it's more consistent.
Auden, what is your proof? What is your reason to why it's relative? Just tell me why.
Okay, it was just through the fact that the cursed energy flow affects your stats to a point where it would be consistent, and the fact that it would make it close. If not,
what?
Like, if not, wait. You can't just cut me off and ask me to explain, nigga. Bro. Calm down. So basically, and then that's why I used the divergent fifth, because you remember when I said there was some sort of inconsistency. Now that there's a consistency in that, he's fixing the flow, right, to a point where it's more consistent and his stats are becoming more relative because of these better feats. Where beforehand, his AP... Listen, stop talking. His AP was to a point where it was stronger than his other statistics because of that lag. And it was way above. While now, it's more...
Frank, I denounced this whole time. I kept asking for this.
If you guys are concluding, I can give a verdict because Deadboy already refuted that.
I'm going to say, I've already refuted this multiple times. Go ahead, Frank.
Oh, bro,
I was going to say, your point, like, even now, what you're saying right now, where the divergent fist, like, makes his AP higher, like, Deadboy already said that's, like, not the case. He said, like, yeah, it can make the damage higher, but it doesn't make his, like, strength or AP statistic higher. That is just, like, a way to remove the lag from the punch.
Literally, and I said that.
And look, guess what I said? I said that was a factor in my argument, which was why I was repeating that it wasn't a defeater. That's why I was repeating that.
That's a defeater. Can I explain why?
I guess the whole point is
let the judge explain why, bro.
My whole point was because of the fix and lag, it was making it more consistent to the point where you could say it's relative because of his better feats.
What's relative?
The stats, because look, beforehand, right? If his AP is just blatantly above all his other statistics, like he's just, in terms of AP, Like he can punch this
I
guy,
never
right?
said.
And
You see what
wait,
you're
I'm
doing?
not
Yes,
done.
you're
I'm not done.
Yeah,
I'm
like
trying to explain to the judge. So if his AP, right? Let's just say he punches and he's able to just make this guy bleed to the point where like he's in critical condition, right? But he can't take his attacks. The other guy's attacks does that to him. And then the point is he can't react to that other guy in terms of speed. Now that he's fixed this cursed energy flow, it's more consistent to the point where even if, right, let's say that punch thing is still there, his AP is still strong enough to put that person in critical condition. The durability now is to a point where he can tank those attacks, even if it's not significant to the point where it's as much as his AP.
Okay,
And that's what
Auden.
I think he wasn't
Auden, I understand that. Wait.
Frank.
I know. No, listen, you're about to hear what I'm gonna say. Listen,
Okay.
I everything you said, like, it all makes sense until you reach your conclusion that AP and durability would now be relative. Like Deadboy granted that yes, the divergent fist can cause him to like deal more damage because he's removing the lag from the punch. Yes, that your curse energy can amplify your statistics and make your AP higher and everything. But the problem is you're not proving that now your AP and durability are becoming relative. You're just
Yeah.
proving that you're increasing your statistics, which yeah, that's fine. Like he
Yeah,
granted you that.
and Frank, and also
But,
a thing.
well,
Wait, hold on. A thing to put on is argument he just said just now. To specifically know why he's wrong, he used that person's AP being higher than durability example. It's established at the beginning of the debate that I think that your AP cannot be higher than your durability. So that example just can't be used. Literally.
wait, okay, you can't. Okay, whatever. I don't care. Like you didn't say that in the debate, but can I
What?
talk now?
If it was already
Frank,
established, he did say
Can
it.
I
I'm
talk
Thank
to
you.
the
Like,
judge?
what the hell?
Can I
Like, what the
talk
fuck?
to the? Can I talk to the judge?
I've already
Right?
established this.
So- Okay, can I talk to the judge? I was
What?
gonna say that more or less that's why I was using the whole example of divergent fist to say that beforehand, right? He can't tank the guy's attacks. Now he can. And the thing is, he just
What?
says
Whoa,
it's
that's not
he
something. Wait. Time out.
he just
Wait. Time out. On.
yeah,
What? This is
but
like. This
that's
is. I heard you
implied,
say this.
dude.
I heard you say this the last time you spoke. But this is. We're like dead after conclusions, and I was gonna ask you this maybe 2 seconds ago. What do you mean he get now because of divergent fist? He can tank the attacks that he couldn't before.
Okay,
Who's
the whole
tanking
point
what
is
attack?
divergent. Okay, so I propose. All right, so I'm gonna just go back to the beginning. I
No. This
propose.
is what. No. I'm okay. Never mind. Then I'm not gonna hear that. This is what you said, and this is what you guys agreed. Divergent fist. All it does is remove the lag from what's it called? Yeah,
That's
Yuji's
not
punches.
all I agree
Yeah.
to.
That's what I.
Because
That's
the
what
point
Deadboy
is, if
agreed
I
to.
propose
What?
the argument that divergent fist not only just amps you, but it amps you to the point where those stats are at least close to each other in some shape or form, right? And he
Okay,
just
and then that's what he
and
asked. He was like,
and
he needs a scan for that. That's what
yeah,
he
and
asked
then
you for a scan.
okay, and then that's when I gave my reasoning by saying that it would be make it more consistent through defeats, and he never
So-
responded to that.
wait,
He
wait,
just
wait.
kept
But if he
asking
asked
the
for a
same
scan
question.
and then
If
you're
I
like,
ask
it
for a
makes it
scan-
consistent, that doesn't.
No,
And
no,
I denounce this thing.
no,
And I bring back up that I need a
You're
scan
not
later on.
okay. So you're not listening.
Wait,
'cause
Frank,
literally,
because I keep
bro,
saying I'm
can I
looking at.
talk to
Wait, Frank, yeah, I keep questioning the validity because I'm like I keep looking at the divergent fist right in front of my face at 9:37. I see what the divergent fist is from the wiki. I keep saying unless you're lying or unless you watched a different series. I kept saying that shit. I was like, we're not coming to the same conclusion.
Yeah,
I literally kept saying that.
Yeah,
So
and
I kept asking for proof.
Listen,
Literally.
okay, Frank, I understand. I acknowledged his evidence, right, of what divergent fist is, right? But the whole point, what I'm saying is him just saying that, oh, divergent fist doesn't say that at all when I've already gave the evidence to prove why, even if it doesn't
What was your
explicitly
evidence?
state that it does that. Bro, I already, okay,
Okay,
I didn't
if
even-
your evidence
I didn't
was
even
wait, hold on,
need-
time out. Auden. If your evidence was, hey, it's consistent through the feats that it increases his statistics to the point they become relative, that doesn't fulfill the burden of can you provide a scan for that? Like that's just repeating or like changing slightly your reasoning.
Literally.
I literally already, because I already said
And I told him to send the scan.
Why
Literally, I
are
said
you
send the
cutting me
scan
off?
first. I
Why are
said,
you cutting me off?
you know what I said?
already
Wait.
Extraordinary, yeah, I have it written down. Extraordinary.
Thank you. I said
claims are-
extraordinary. I
I
said
said-
extraordinary claims. Say extraordinary evidence.
I said in the debate through the feats that he has that
I said
he would-
reasoning isn't
that-
evidence. I said I
that-
wouldn't scan.
that would just
Okay, this is
support
what
it. But you didn't
Deadboy
attack
put in
that, so it would
question.
just
He
support my
did.
initial
He
point
put it in
anyway.
question.
No,
He said
did not.
no,
He
he
did not
did,
put
Auden.
that
Do you know
in the
how? Do you know
question.
how?
You're lying. You want to
I'm
know
not
how?
Auden.
Because he literally said the only thing that he questioned was whether or not the stats actually are relative, despite that amp
Oh
that
my
he gets.
god, bro.
And
Okay,
that doesn't
Auden.
question. That doesn't question the fact I
Auden,
proposed the
if
feat.
your argument is it's consistent through the feats that his durability is increased because his AP is increased, which that boy didn't agree to either. He agreed that the damage output would be higher, not necessarily the AP, and it's because he's using a technique that reduces or removes the lag from his punches.
The thing is, I
That's okay. Go
understand
ahead.
that, but I'm saying I understand that, but I'm saying that he did not attack that other thing that
I
supports
did,
my
bro.
argument.
What's the other thing
So
that you're
it
saying
does.
he didn't
So
attack?
that's
Because he
why
asked you
I
for
ended up.
scans for any. Wait, Auden. He asked you for a scan that proves like the rest of the divergent fist argument. So what you're claiming divergent fist does, he agrees that it removes the lag and it allows him to cause more damage, not that it increases AP. And then he allowed that curse energy can be something that increases your statistics, but at no point did he agree that hey,
I literally never
okay,
said he
Auden,
agreed.
okay, you just said he agreed and that he just told you now that the only thing he was putting into question was his other thing.
No, that's
He asked
literally
you
not
for
what I
yes, you
said. I said that I
what?
proposed that, and he did not attack that
What
factor that
no
supported my
wait.
argument.
He did actually. He asked you for a scan. He said unless you're watching a different anime or you have a scan he's never seen,
No, he
he
was
wants a
asking.
scan.
Are you listening? Are you
I
just
am,
like
Auden. I'm actually
talking
listening
like?
very
Are
well.
you listening? I literally said yes. He did ask me for a scan, but what he asked me for a scan for was something else. I said, not the feats thing. He asked me for a scan that proves that the actual stats become relative despite the amp, and
Yeah,
I
and you
responded.
didn't provide one. That's my
And
problem. So now you're
listen.
Auden, your
And I was
claim
using
falls.
that,
I'm
and
not,
that's
I ain't
why
gonna lie,
I
but I hate doing this
proposed.
shit, bro. Just to make a rule, stop fucking debating judgment mid judgment.
I proposed
Fuck,
the thing which he did not attack. Yo, where's
hate
the
doing this
recording?
shit.
Does anybody have the recording?
Hate
He
doing this
Yeah,
literally.
shit, bro.
you get Jester's
Look,
recording.
he's
This is
just
ridiculous. Like
look. He's just at the end of the day, they're only 45 minutes, and him doing it is just running his own time while y'all caught up on the point. So that's why I really don't care if this happens, because you can just sit there and chill for a second. You're not really engaging him. It's more so he's engaging the judge, and in reality, the people who do this are running their own time like off the rails, instead of continuing the debate. You get what I'm saying?
Auden,
So
I'm gonna list out my problems and why I think that boy won. I'm gonna list out everything he agreed to. He agreed that yes, divergent fit. The only thing he said that it allowed, and he said unless you're watching a different anime or a different show, you're gonna have to prove it. He said that divergent fist just removes the lag, for Yuji's punch, and two that curse energy is not a statistic but rather something that can amp your statistics, and that was it. That was the only two things he pretty much agreed to with you, and you argued that it makes it more relative, it makes your statistics more relative to each other, which he asked you for a scan for, and then you go, it's consistent with the feats. That's not. He's asking you for a scan of the
That's
feats,
not
like, and
how
I
the
don't know.
instance happened. That's not how the
Okay,
instance
Auden, if I
happened at
go,
all.
show me, if you go, it's consistent that that whatever uses
Not what
divergent fist, his
happened.
stats become more relative, and he goes, yeah, I need a scan for that, bro, and you go, it's consistent in the feats that you're just repeating what you're
Okay,
saying.
so you just literally don't understand what
Okay,
I'm saying.
I'm
I
What
absolutely
happened?
do.
gonna
What
step
happened
in.
was I
Go ahead,
proposed the
Jesse.
I
Let
proposed
him
the
finish.
argument that those two things are relative, right? Then he asked me for an example. Then, right, to provide. Then I provide the example of divergent fist. Then he just starts
That's not what
repeating.
happened.
He just
Hold
starts.
on.
Oh. So then what happened?
I'll ask
Because
boy before you go. I'll ask both of you. Are y'all willing to die on the boy? Are you willing to die on the hill of the he said she said on? Because if you guys are getting stagnant here and we're gonna keep having a back and forth, it looks like this is gonna continue for like the literal rest of the recording. So if you guys are willing to give, you know, you could literally have the rest of the you have 24 hours post this to debate Goon Frank, right? So you guys are okay with me stopping the recording? We stop the debate here, and the winner gets the debate. Are y'all cool with that?
huh? I'm sorry, I wasn't even listening.
Like,
Auden, he's
okay,
saying,
so
are
like,
you? Yeah.
like if what you said is correct, you win the point, right? If what you're saying is right, if you disprove them, you win the point. Now, if what Deadboy says is right and Deadboy's in the right, he wins the point. If this is probably going to continue for the rest of the recording and take up the rest of the 45 minutes. What I'm saying is, I could stop the recording right here. You could you have the full 20-minute recording. You could watch it and then prove them wrong. If you prove them wrong, you'd win the debate. If Deadboy is right, he'd win the debate. Are you cool with that?
Yeah, we could.
Okay.
I'll go back and listen back.
Perfect.
All right, that's
Perfect.